Morning. How you guys doing today? So welcome to day 9 of our Be Positive Challenge. Every day I'm amazed by how people can be mean to each other, and the opposite of that, how a lot of people go out of their way to be extremely helpful to other people. And when you surround yourself with great people or good people or kind people, which I do, I'm pretty isolated in my lifestyle. And then you go out into more of a public forum or public area, or you go on here and you see, or you watch the news, if God forbid you turn on the news any time, and you watch people that are just rotten to each other. They're mean. They don't care about others, it seems. Now, I can't judge them. I can't say what they think about. I really don't know. But just from the actions that I see, maybe at a bad point in their life, maybe at a bad moment in their day, sometimes it just baffles me. So I have people in my life that take that very hard. They want to change the world. They try, and trust me, I do too. I learned a long time ago, though, not everybody's teachable, and not everybody wants to be helped. And I tried. I made the mistake of thinking I could save the world and everybody, just help everybody, and it's not like that. It really isn't, unfortunately. So you focus on the people that you can help. You focus on the situations that you can change. You focus on being positive for yourself first, and then it radiates outwardly, right? Yeah, just sometimes I wonder, what those people are thinking. So for day 9, what I'd like to discuss today is I've noticed a couple of things about this challenge. I'm learning, the challenge wasn't my idea. I kind of saw it on the Masonic site, and I thought this would be pretty cool. And then you guys jumped in and said, hey, we want to do that too. Or how can we do it? And we started this, and it's turned into something fun. And it's going to grow. My wife's been telling me to do this for a long time, so we'll see what happens. But so I've learned that you can do challenges in a couple of different ways. You can submit a 30-day challenge, for example, and say at the end of this 30 days, we want to see this growth, and mark it and set a goal for ourselves. And then each day have a lesson or task that leads us to that challenge. That's kind of a cool thing, and I'm working on another one for us right now as we speak. Or you can have 30 days of little challenges that test your character or bring out your character, or allow you to recognize whatever it is that you're challenging yourself for. So we've got a couple different ways, and I'm really excited about this. I'm going to go ahead and build a couple more. On the note of challenges, those of you that are out in Arizona, if you're my student at all, you know what I'm about to say next. And if you're out in Arizona, make a point of making a big deal of this for me. I'm a big birthday guy. And what that means is I love to celebrate people. And birthdays just seem to be the best time to do it, right? It was the day they were brought to the earth, or brought to the world, so to speak. Or, you know what I mean. They were born. So today, happy birthday, Nancy Bozick. I believe she's probably celebrating her 25th anniversary of her 25th year or something like that. Maybe a little bit more, but 25th anniversary of her 25th birthday, I think, is how my wife likes to say it. So happy birthday to Nancy Bozick. Make a big deal of it. Try to give her a hug. She's a high-ranking black belt. She might not accept the hug as easily as you'd want her to if she doesn't know you, but go out there and tell her happy birthday. All right, moving forward. So today, I want you to make a list. I saw on their site the Masons were asking people to make a list. It sounded like a good idea. Lists are a very good way to remind ourselves of the things that we have a tendency to forget. So they were asking to make a list of your values, I believe, or your virtues. I think both would be good. Remind yourself of just how good you are. Now, I don't mean, sit down and be egotistical and I'm the best. And, you could. That might be fun. But make a list of what you value. Let's do that first. Make a list of what you value the most. And this is a tough one. When I used to teach this to my coaching clients, I would use, make a list of what you value about yourself the most. And you get 3 or 4 drafts, and that's okay. Because as you write it out, all of a sudden it becomes real. It's no longer stuck in the cerebral up here, and you put it on paper, and then you read it out loud to yourself, and you go, well, maybe number 1 isn't number 1. It should be number 20, and number 15 really is number 2. And we always usually start with family first, and that's fine. That's a good one. What do you mean by family? If you value your family most, and you make most of your decisions based around your family, what does that mean to you? Does that mean you impede your happiness or your progress at the detriment of yourself for the benefit of your family? Some people are going to say adamantly yes. Some people are going to rethink that. Okay, I had a gentleman the other day. I asked, he's working on his black belt, and I asked him why he doesn't get the opportunity to practice as much as he would like to. We all go through that, right? And I asked him why he was coming still, and his kids had stopped coming, and he had started because of his kids, and got higher rank than his kids. Happens a lot. And told me that he may not come anymore if his kids don't come back. And it broke his heart. And it broke my heart too. I want the best for him, but he couldn't see past the point of not spending the time that he might have to spend with me, with his children. What a cool thing, right? The guy really loves his kids, and he's a great father, and he wants to spend the time with his kids. And so we discussed that, and I didn't push him in one way or the other. He makes the decision for himself, but that's an example of putting his family in front of himself. Let me share with you one of my little challenges with regards to that. We all know that where focus goes, energy flows. Where you put your focus, where you give your most attention to, will flourish, if that's the attention you're giving it. If you're giving it negative attention, of course, it's the opposite direction, correct? The law of attraction, it's being positive. So in my life, recently, I went through some health issues a little bit, and it was about 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago now when it started. As of January, we were pretty good, done. And I gave it a lot of focus. First, it was negative. Then it was void, not sure what was going on. And then it was adamancy. And the adamancy was to remove the dis-ease from my body. And it did. I did. And when I did that, things changed. And I needed to focus on other things. So I started focusing. Are you taking off, babe? Okay. Give me 1 second. I don't know if this is PG rated or not. I love you. Have a good day. Bye, G. Yeah, we started a little late today, and boy, the traffic is sure different than it is at 7 o'clock in the morning up here. But so anyway, what was I? Challenges. So I refocused my intent on my lifestyle, my fitness, my happiness, and my health. And in doing so, I cut loose a lot of things from my life. And I'll share that with you in a second too, because I had a question. Somebody asked me, if they thought I quit singing. We'll come back to that. My health and my fitness skyrocketed. I sought the help of an expert who, and I'll tell the story another time, but happened to be my oldest daughter, Desiree, and her husband, Trevor Cashy. I had no idea what Trevor did when she married him. I just knew he was a great guy. My daughter loved him, and Dr. Cashy was awesome. He tried to explain it to me once or twice, and it just went, because I was kind of preoccupied with my health. But they run an incredible nutrition company, a fitness nutrition company. And when I was seeking some advice, I thought she had mentioned she knew some people in the gyms and stuff, and she said, "Hey, Dad, that's what we do." So they took me under their umbrella and helped with my fitness. And man, I transformed. My mind was in it. I was focused, and I went from just a quick, a braggart moment for me. I went from 230 pounds to 203 pounds. I went from a 40-inch waist to a 36-inch waist in all about 16 to 18 weeks. And I wasn't starving myself. Their nutrition plan is pretty smart. They tailor it for the person. They coach you, and you can look them up if you want. TKN Nutrition, Trevor Cashy Network. Anyway, my focus, I watched my body shape. I mean, I saw it here. I know I know the formula, and it changed. Then life started settling in, and other challenges started presenting themselves as they do in our lives, and my focus shifted again. And then you get buried if you spend way too much focus on one thing. Other things will start to rise up. Those weeds grow automatically, right? So in the process of being sick, I let a few things in my business start to fade. Didn't think I was going to be around a long time. And now I'm playing catch up from that and giving that most of my focus. My body started changing again. So I'm doing the whole seesaw thing. So as a challenge, I'm not seeing the transformation like I used to, right? At the very beginning, all the wonderful things that were happening and changing, and the dramatic changes my body made by just eating the right foods and working out consistently. But eating the right foods was number one. Two, I'm only losing a pound a month now. Or worse still, I went from 203 back to 210 in 2 weeks. How do you do that? I'll tell you how. You drink soda and you eat peanut butter. That's what, or you get attacked by a box of ice cream sandwiches over the 4th of July weekend. That's how you gain weight. I can tell you that's easy. And I was dissatisfied or unhappy, or I wasn't positive about my changes. So I pulled up one of my coaches, Ben, my coach, Ben. He has me do a weekly check-in sheet. And I pulled it up and I was looking at where I am now versus where I was. And when I started, I'd have killed for 210, you know? So I'm not settling for 210, but I'd have killed for it. So I'm positive about that. I don't see a lot of people online this morning. 8:30 must be kind of a tough time for everybody, but that's okay. Let's move forward. So go ahead and make your list for me about what you value the most. Now, on that note, I want you to know my main focus for my whole life is my family. I am that guy. I focus on my family. My relationship with my wife, Sarah, is number one. My goal when I came through the fitness, the health thing was, and this is the goal from the rest of my life, is to make or create an environment that all of her dreams will come true. That's it. I want her life to be amazing. So that's what I'm doing in my life, and doing that for her creates a fullness in me, and it has returns and dividends. I don't do it for returns and dividends, but what I do is the benefits of it. She has a great life. There's one more thing in her life that I'm hoping to help change, and I'm working on that right now. And when it changes, it'll be by October. Things will be exactly where we want it. Then we'll move forward from there. So pretty cool. So make your list for me, okay? Let's see, what else did I write down? I said Nancy Bozik's birthday, right? Happy birthday, Nancy. Somebody asked me about the music business. I mentioned that during the health problem, I cut loose a lot of things that were creating stress. Okay, stress is the number one cause of dis-ease in our bodies and our mind. So if you can eliminate the stress, you can eliminate the dis-ease, right? So I quit singing for the most part. I walked away from two incredible bands, and I fired one band because it had become a mess. And nobody's fault. It was not what it needed to be. It was a great band, but it was creating stress. I had become somebody I didn't like. They had become somebody I didn't like, they didn't like. As together, like I said, sometimes in a relationship, you can have great people that get together. At the beginning, it was fantastic. In the music business, you'll understand differently, and maybe this works in some other partnerships. There's a lot of jealousy and deceit and things that go on if you can't find the right partnership. I was in a band in high school. We were a bunch of friends, and that could have lasted forever if we weren't high school stupid. And you know what I mean? And some of them have died now and have gone on, but I love singing. I love it. I love the connection with the audience. You want to talk about a connection of positivity. Get in front of a group of people who love the same type of music. And if you're a singer, to stand in front of them and let that energy radiate through you, it's addictive. It's very addictive, and I love it. So on the note of you thought I quit singing, I have done my No More Tours tour 4 or 5 times in my life, to quote Ozzy, right? I had, there's just something about the connection that draws me back. I didn't intentionally look for a new project, okay? I was done for a while. I'm writing some country music. I was just going to kind of be happy singing to my wife and my kids and, going downstairs and singing stuff all day long. But there's a local band, well, local Detroit, who I had used once in an emergency to back me up, and the guys were great. They had fun. They were on stage goofing around and joking. They were what I remember bands to be like, and every band I've ever been in always starts, well, not always, but mostly starts out that way. Okay, and the camaraderie was awesome, and it still is. It's still new to me, but they've been together for a while. They called me up and said, "Can you fill in for a show?" And the show was not just one type of music. I do tribute bands. So it wasn't just one type of music. It was Styx, Kansas, Foreigner, REO Speedwagon, Elton John. I got to sing this stuff with another singer on stage doing Bob Seger and great stuff like that. And I thought, heck yeah, this is going to be fun, right? So I learned some really cool tunes that I knew and got up on stage and sang them in front of people. And it was awesome. It was great. It was fun. So when that was over, we had talked again, and the situation arose where they were in need of a specific, special type of vocalist, somebody that could do their tribute for them, and asked me if I could help them finish out their contracts for the year. They've got some shows and they needed a vocalist, and I couldn't say no. I couldn't, and so I am finishing their Journey shows, and the name of the band is Captured Detroit. Good group of guys, and that doesn't mean I'm not singing for the other guys too, but I'm not. But if Capture Detroit is what I'm doing now. Okay, so when I say I'm singing, that's what I'm doing. I figured this time what I'll watch out for is who I become in the process. Instead of letting the industry itself and what happens to the people in the industry take control of me, I'm going to watch myself and keep that corralled. Because it was, when I first started singing, a different part of my life. I was totally a different person. And sometimes that person creeps back up and remembers what it's like to be on stage. But if you've seen any videos, if you haven't, look at them. I'm Jim Adkins. You can find me. And I'm not Jim Adkins from Jimmy Eat World. Every once in a while, people search it. There's like 4 or 5 of us out there. You type in Jim Adkins music, and all of a sudden you've got Jimmy Eat World from Phoenix. And you've got another Jim Adkins who actually wrote an album called The Journey. Crack me up. You look for my tribute band, Jim Adkins, The Journey, and you get his album. I haven't listened to it. I wonder what it's like. And recently I keep poking people that I know. I've got some good friends in Arizona. Greg Chason used to play for Badlands, and I watched a Badlands post pop up. I want to try and get him, not by myself, to put everybody back together. Jake, I don't know if Jake E. Lee would do it, but and I know Ray's gone. The singer was incredible, gone. But I want to step in there and do that for free. Just let's do it. It would be fun to get on stage again with Greg Chason and have fun there. And Jeff Martin. Jeff Martin was the singer for Surgical Steel. If you guys are back in Phoenix, he's not drumming, and he's an incredible drummer. I think he was the drummer for Badlands. So it'd be a lot of fun, I think. Anyway, that's just a pitch, a pinch, a poke. Let's do something like that. We did the list. We did the music thing. We did Nancy Bozik's birthday, right? Happy birthday, Nancy Bozik. Bunch of little changes. I think I've talked about everything I wanted to today. Where focus goes, energy flows. Give your list your focus this week or today. Give it today. Make a list of the things that you value the most. And I'd be interested to hear about some of them. I saw a pretty good, you guys are responding really well. I love it. Please keep it up because, I'm good at talking to myself. Some of my most interesting conversations are talking to myself, but I love when people talk back. So, morning, sir. Motley, that's all right. I don't know. I've got some people on here. Some people logged in and passed by. I'm not really sure who all's on here right now, but I know the times they're odd and different. My schedule runs crazy, which is fantastic. I love the variety. Today I'm headed to the YMCA to do legs after this. Never forget leg day. But 8:30. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in at all. If you watch this after it's over with, still comment, okay? But I did see a post. Here it goes. It's if you stumble, make it part of the dance. Now, my wife and I have been threatening each other to dance every Friday. We try a couple times. Our lives get kind of busy, but we try every Friday, and we've come across a couple of dances that we're trying to learn or want to learn with each other. So if you stumble, make it part of the dance. I like that because I will probably dance like a martial artist before any rhythm actually shows up. My wife, though, on the other hand, is awesome. Have a beautiful day. I don't have to tell you that. It's beautiful. I hope it's beautiful where you're at. Please leave your comments. Let me know that it's working. Let me know if it's not working. I'd love to talk more to you about this. I'm good. Sarah, this is me saying goodbye one time. Or did I already try and say goodbye? If you like what you see, subscribe to my YouTube channel, 26 Move Self-Defense Systems. That's where all the videos are going to be going over. And share it with other people. See if we can get more people involved. That would be fantastic. I'd love to hear other people's stories from across the pond, or even around the United States. And I will go live again tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning will probably be an early one. Wednesdays start really early for me, so we'll probably look at about 6 o'clock, 6:30 when I'll do this. And then I might go live with the karate stuff Wednesday night, but if I do, it'll be from the stage singing Journey. So that was fun once. We might try it again. All right, I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. And until tomorrow, be positive. And, the shirt.